This is my 2008 CLK 350. I wish it would be 500 or 550, but no. So there is a deal. When I let's start it. I didn't start it for a while. So what happens when I turn on the lights? I do receive the low beam right message and front right parking lamp message. Let's open the hood. Left, right. So right low beam works just fine. I see why the parking light message is there, like left side is working, the right side is not. So that's legit, but the low beam works here. So I was looking here. What I found is this cable that runs from the left side. Let me turn off the engine. So the cable runs from the left side headlight. It runs all the way to the right side headlight and goes right inside, the cover where the bulbs are. Goes somewhere there. That's a new one. I never saw anything like that previously, so I would like to do some investigation. Actually, let's keep it out. I would like to remove the headlight because I see the wiring inside the headlight is pretty much disintegrating. Everyone who have those Mercedes from that era knows that the wiring inside the headlights is biodegradable. If you'll try to change the bulb and you'll try to handle the wiring, the coating, the insulation on the wiring simply disintegrates like a sand. So I would like to remove this headlight. First of all, I would like to replace the wiring because I purchased the replacement. Is it the one? I purchased the replacement wiring for the headlight. That's what's inside the headlight, and we'll try to replace it with you. I'm not sure how it's gonna go, but at least it's worth trying, I think. So let's pull the bumper some out because unfortunately the bumper needs to be taken out for the headlight to be removed. I'll see, maybe we can just simply slide it forward a little and it's gonna give us enough space, or not, or we're gonna pull the whole thing completely. There should be just a few bolts. One is next to the headlight, one from the other side. There should be, where is it? Right here in this hole. All of them are 8 mils. It's still there. All right, it fell down. Not a biggie. And what about this one? Also fell down. So there are 2 more bolts holding it, and we're gonna have to dig right there. There is 1 bolt. I'm gonna probably need to somehow pull this fender liner out just a hair, and we'll go from there. 5 minutes later, I was able to slide the right side of the bumper to the front, and it's almost exposed. This third bolt right there, you can see it right in the middle, that holds the headlight. So I'm gonna undo this bolt and this bolt right here, and the third bolt probably with the ratchet, because yeah, I don't think any tool gonna fit in there like the electric one, and we'll pull this headlight out. I am almost done with the headlight removal. The only thing that holds me is this hardwired wire that goes right straight into the headlight. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna simply, cut it somewhere here, and I'm gonna show you what's happening inside the headlight. It's ridiculous, to be honest. So this is the condition of the wiring. You can see the wires are pretty much exposed. There are any insulation left, and I can see there is one wire right there, right in the middle of your screen, is pretty much cut. So I suspect that this is the wire that originally was going to the low beam light, but not anymore. So it's ridiculous. What we're gonna do is we're gonna preheat this headlight. I'm not sure if I'm gonna do it like in the oven or not, or maybe just a heat gun, and I'll try to separate the lens from the housing, because that's the only way to replace the wiring, if I'm not mistaken. It took me probably 10 minutes to heat up the headlight with this heat gun, and I was using like white flathead screwdriver to pry the kind of glass open. So that's the aftermath. Then I popped this reflector, 1, 2, and 3 those plastic sockets of the 1, 2, 3 bolts, just using the screwdriver. So simply pry it off. GoPro died like always, so I simply remove this turn signal reflector. So this is one of the spots it's been kind of glued into, and that's the second one. So it simply lifts, nothing is needed. Then I pried open this connector. This is for the turn signal bulb, and what I'm gonna do, I simply gonna replace this wiring, this monstrosity, with a very cheap Chinesium part. Hopefully in this case China part gonna work much better than the original part right here, but only time can tell. So as we can see, there are 1, 2, 3 prongs. I need to depress to pull this old connector out, so I'm gonna depress it from the outside. Probably find something that I can squeeze into the notches, or actually into the holes on the sides, and maybe the screwdriver gonna do the trick, but I'm not sure. Maybe it's too fat for this connector. I'll figure out something. And like 1 minute later, probably this old connector is out. I used thin screwdriver and pried those connectors. So I'm gonna use this one as example just to see how the routing is, and I'm gonna install this new replacement harness. Like this part, it looks like it can only go one way. There is like a little notch right here for this prong, so that's the only way how you can install it. like those connectors right here probably is the most tedious part to replace. Otherwise, looks like very straightforward repair. So I am in the process of replacing this harness, and what I noticed is on the original harness, the yellow and brown wires were for the low beam light, and they are typically shorter. And on the original harness, white and brown wires were for the high beam light, and they are longer. But in this Chinese version, they made it vice versa. So the white is actually high beam light, low beam light, and the yellow high beam light. So it's and also it's the pinout is, you know, vice versa. So the yellow should be instead of the white, and white should be instead of the yellow. So all good. I just was confused because of the lengths of the wires. You see how much this wire is longer than this one, and if I would assemble it as the original coloring, then this wire would have to go right here, like routed behind this adjuster, and there is no length enough to connect it to the, you know, high beam. Therefore, you know, this goes here, and the longer wire gonna go here. Okay, first goes the turn signal. No guarantees I'll be able to do it one-handed. So it's gonna go here and here, I think. Okay, looks like it's fully seated. Looks like everything is how it's supposed to be. Now, even more trickier part to do one-handed is the main reflector. So we're gonna have to click 1, 2, and 3 ball joints, kinda. Let's see if we can do 1, 2, and 3. Okay, one-handed operation success. What I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna preheat the perimeter with the heat gun, and I'm gonna put first of all I'm gonna clean, or at least try to clean the lens from the remainders of the old wiring. This is the insulation. It's like ridiculous, and it's all stuck to this like a black goo. Right here it's just this is just a reflection because it's like shiny surface. So this is the reflection of what's happening actually right there. I'm not sure what's the best way to clean it. Maybe I even won't clean it completely because it's you cannot see it from the outside when the headlight is, you know, installed in the car. But I preheated the whole perimeter of the headlight, and I put the, you know, the clear lens back. Not so clear actually. I probably would love to have some, you know, refinishing touches here, but couple clamps to hold it for a, you know, couple minutes until this like black adhesive goo will cool down, and we're gonna attempt to install the thing in the car. I was about to install this car, I mean the headlight into the car, and I noticed that thing poking. That's right here. Interesting. Never noticed it before. It's like a good 3-inch nail. Nice one. Okay. The headlight is back and the video is not done yet because we do not have the low beam light. Anyways, turn on the car. Low beam, high beam. Left side we have low beam and high beam. Right side with the high beam only. And parking light fixed too. So yeah, looks like we're gonna have to dig back from the headlight to the front SAM. Today is the next day and slightly better visual conditions, so hopefully you're gonna see guys better what's happening. So one channel of scope is connected to the left headlight, one channel to the right, both low beams. So when we turn on the headlights, we can see that for the left headlight we see those spikes. This is system testing the headlight, so it's gonna do that for 10, 20, 30 times, I don't know, and then if it doesn't see the load, it will shut off this kind of channel. But nothing is happening for the right side headlight. I connected it directly from SAM, this like a red thingy thing, and yeah, it's silence. So I'm gonna replace this front SAM module, and looks like I think I'll be able to remove it without removal of transmission. I just need to remove the relays and fuses to give me a little extra wiggle room in there, and I think I can do that. I was able to wiggle it out. It's only just gazillion of connectors. This is the replacement one. I'm gonna remove those big relays and big fuse, and hopefully I'll be able to sneak this one back in. Just connected the replacement front SAM, and also I probably forgot to point it, I checked the fuses for the low beam lights on the original SAM. Both of them were fine. If I'm not mistaken, those are those two 5 amp fuses. Let's try to turn on the headlight. I connected the connectors to both of the headlights. Yep, I'm not sure if high beam gonna work without, no, high beam does not work without the keys, and I do not have the keys with me. Probably need to go and get them so I can check the high beams to make sure I can put that thing back completely. Turn on the key. Low beams, high beams. Let's check. Low beams, high beams are working just fine. So yes, it was the front SAM problem. Diagnostic confirmed, and that's gonna conclude the repair of the right low beam headlight on this car.